Okay, hello. Welcome to Answer 200 Social Science Research Methods. This is our first virtual lecture in week two. And today we're going to do just an overview of the foundations of social science research to get you guys sort of really thinking about how we do this and then starting to think about specifically quantitative methods because that's where we're going to start in terms of practicing methodological approaches. Two questions that we need to consider um, are how we create these research projects in the social sciences and where quantitative social science research begins as a part of that process. We tend to use the hourglass notion of research project development where we start with a broad topic. We make that more specific by coming up with research questions that explicitly address one facet of that sort of broader topic that we're interested in. Then we operationalize the concepts that we are going to use across our project. And operationalize is just a fancy scientific way of saying define the way these concepts are going to be used. For example, if you were going to do an experiment about how people help one another, you would want to operationalize that concept help. Is helping opening a door for someone? Is it picking up something that they've dropped? How are you defining it for the purposes of this project? Then you do the fun part. You go out, you observe, you collect data, you bring it back, and you look for patterns. And that's what we do as social scientists in the analysis process. We put all of our data out in front of us, whether it's numerical or narrative, and we try to find patterns in those pieces of data. We come to conclusions about those that reflect back to the original questions that we asked. In the social sciences, there are three types of research questions: descriptive, relational, and causal. Descriptive is really just trying to understand what is happening at a particular moment or with a particular group of people. Relational research questions are what we do mostly in the social sciences, and they're trying to understand the relationship between multiple variables in the social world. And then causal is where you're trying to see what changes in a particular variable cause changes in another. You're looking for that sort of cause and effect relationship. Because in the social sciences, we're dealing in the social world, it's very difficult to make explicitly causal arguments about the relationship between two variables because there might always be these mediating and moderating variables and factors that we don't see or that we aren't thinking about that are impacting the data in ways that we hadn't considered. Okay, let's try an example for how we would use that hourglass method. So say I'm interested in students' academic achievement. That's my broader topic. I may operationalize or I might come up with a research question that says, how is a student's family structure related to their school performance? In those research questions, then I have to operationalize the two concepts: family structure and school performance. What do I mean by family structure? Do I mean one parent home, two parent home with siblings? Do I mean the kind of home that they live in? Do I mean the socioeconomic status? And then what do I mean by school performance? Do I mean GPA? Do I mean engagement and performance in class? Do I mean performance on state standardized testing or national standardized testing? These are all things that I have to consider as the researcher in this particular project. So that is an example. Then once you have those research questions, once you've operationalized, then you would go out and collect data about family structure as you defined it, about school performance as you've defined it, and look for the patterns there to answer your research question. Um, I'm going to go through type of methods just really quickly because over the course of the semester, we will dive deeply into each of these methods. But traditionally in social science research, we do surveys, experiments, content analysis, interviews and focus groups, and participant observation that we call ethnography. We are going to start with survey data. So let's start talking about it. There are two different types of survey research design, descriptive and inferential. Descriptive surveys are just like descriptive research questions, interested in just describing what's happening. Inferential surveys and statistics are looking to generalize from a small sample out to a broader population. So, for example, the General Social Survey, which we're going to be using a lot in this class over the course of the semester, collects data from about 2,500 people living in the US, and they use that to make inferences, right? That's where we get the word inferential, about the thinking of the broader society on these topics that are being asked. When we're doing survey data, we are interested in three types of variables: nominal, ordinal, and interval ratio. And these are going to be really important for you to understand as we move through methods over the course of the semester. Nominal variables cannot be meaningfully ordered. So it's like gender, right? Gender can't be meaningfully ordered, or direction, north, west, east, and south. I don't know why I put them in that order. But those cannot be ordered, even though they are categories, right, that you can use for a variable. By contrast, ordinal variables can be ordered, right? So you can order things according to age, you can order things according to um, grade level, right? So freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, that's a way that you can order categories. And then lastly, interval ratio. These are variables that are numeric and that have equal distance between each category. So things like income, age, number of siblings, those are variables that would be expressed in an interval ratio sort of way. Um, that's just a brief introduction into social science research. At the end of each of these virtual lectures, I'm going to give you a quick active learning exercise that you can use to help try to digest some of this information and try to connect it to the work that we're going to do in discussion and the assignments that you have in class. So today, I'm going to challenge you to think about this sort of broad topic that you're interested in, that you might want to look into for your quantitative analysis paper, and by extension, the qualitative analysis paper that you'll do at the end of the semester, and start thinking about where you might find empirical data to help you write that paper, given what we have discussed today. All right, I look forward to talking with you in our discussion, and I hope you